Hi ladies and gentlemen, nerdy girl, how are you guys all doing? Today is Tuesday, September 4th, 2018 in Burnfreeze, Illinois. Yes. Why do I call it Burnfreeze? I call it Burnfreeze because you either burn or you freeze. There's only two major seasons in this city, and those two seasons are summer and winter. Well, anyway, the subject of this video is not the weather. The subject of this video is politics. But I passed two banks, and one bank had 92 degrees in the shade, and another bank had 91 degrees in the shade. And if a thermometer is in the shade, it should be giving more accurate temperatures. And the weather report last night, the Channel 7 weather report says that the temperature will hit 90 degrees. So that's three confirmations. And we're already in September. In the city, we basically have spring from May 1st to June 1st, and we have fall from from November 1st to November 30th. The rest, 5 months of summer and 5 months of winter. My discussion today is about a gentleman, a Jewish man, whose birthday is at the end of November, which, by the way, birthday is November 29th, a Sagittarian, who decided that he's not going to run for re-election as mayor of Burnfreeze. Gentleman's name is Rahm Emmanuel. I voted for him. After all, I'm a Democrat, and but I noticed certain bad things happen, and the fact that he's not running today, the news that he gave to the public that he's not running for re-election as mayor of Burnfreeze does not really surprise me. After all, there was scandals against his career. Amongst those scandals is he had to fire the chief of police, Gary McCarthy. And why did he have to fire him? Well, he was under pressure of African American leaders in protest, and it was rightly so, because Jason Van Dyke, a white police officer, killed Laquan McDonald. There was no excuse for this. Absolutely no excuse. He could have tased him. He could have done other things, but he shot him. I think police officers use deadly force way too much. Way too much. There's always a non-violent solution, and the use of deadly force should only be used as a last resort. And yes, the problem with the United States is there's too many black people, particularly young black men, that are shot and killed by white police officers. It's a tragedy. Anyway, Gary McCarthy, who's, by the way, running for mayor, I want to see how that's going to play out. I'm not going to vote for the guy, but I'm going to speak about this in YouTube, where everybody can watch me and scrutinize me. That's okay, whatever. But we have a lot of candidates, so my job is to select the correct Democrat for mayor. My feeling, and you guys can put this in the comments below, is that my feeling is somebody who has a position of power and authority, somebody working behind the scenes, told him, it must have been a press conference or something, told him to tell the public that he is not running for re-election as mayor. I think somebody told him to say this. Just like when President Nixon was There's some of you watching this that weren't even born yet. Shows my age. But anyway, when President Nixon resigned as President of the United States because of the Watergate scandal, well, Nixon resigned because if he didn't resign, he would have been impeached. But anyway, nor here nor there. Nixon resigned. Then we had the scandal about President Clinton with the Monica Lewinsky that he slept around with. I mean, we never ever had a U.S. president get impeached. We got pretty darn close to it, but it never actually happened. Some people claim that President Clinton was impeached. He got close to being impeached, but he never wasn't. I personally believe that what Clinton did in Serbia in the 1990s wasn't right. He shouldn't have meddled. But people don't care about a small Balkan country. People are concerned about sex scandals. We're a sex scandal type of country, I guess. But anyway, at any rate, Eddie Johnson, I think, is doing a pretty good job, and it was a pretty clever move to select a black man to replace Gary McCarthy. Now, Gary McCarthy is running for mayor, who I'm not going to vote for, because I agree that Gary McCarthy could have done something. He could have done something to prevent that shooting. He could have gotten rid of those bad cops that shoot innocent black men, and some of these young black men that are not so innocent, that have a criminal record, but deadly force. But deadly force, isn't that kind of a little bit extreme to use deadly force? Especially if you're not being shot at. That's kind of ridiculous in my book. But it is what it is. And we had him not running again. Personally, I think that somebody told him or whispered to him there's going to be problems. So they told him not to run for re-election, and he sheepishly went along with the program and agreed to make it look like, oh, I gotta spend time with my wife, I gotta spend time with my kids, when actually he's been told to do it. I'm a Democrat, and you YouTubers all know this. I'm a Democrat, but I'm also intelligent enough to understand that there is corruption in both political parties. Let's face it. Politicians in this country are crooks. Let's face the music. I mean, it is what it is. They're crooked. And Burnfreeze is known as the most crooked city in America. So I am of the belief that the reason why the mayor is not running for re-election is because somebody whispered in his ear, don't run. And he is obeying the people that are working behind the scenes. I don't want to bring up the subject of Blagojevich again, but Blagojevich is in prison because, I hate to say it, he's not a good team player. Stubborn man, which is obviously a Serbian characteristic. Stubborn as hell, and he got his desserts. I think that he shouldn't be in jail as long as he is, because all he did was he talked. But it is what he is. He didn't go with the powers that be. He was not a good team player. And in a previous video, didn't I say that I was going to turn into a Republican if Donald Trump acquits or shortens Blagojevich's sentence? And wasn't I right? He still didn't do it. He still didn't do it. I knew he wouldn't do it. I knew it. And that is the reason why in a previous video I said, and I specifically said that I would turn into a Republican if he commutes the sentence. Why did I say it? Because I knew he wouldn't do it. And I was right. At any rate, I believe I'll be a Democrat until they lay me 6 feet under the ground. Or if they cremate me, for that matter. I'm an SJW, and I'm proud of it. Anybody who listens, anybody who reads my comments on other people's YouTube videos knows how much a bitch I can be. I can be a badass fucking bitch. I can be a badass bitch. Because there's too many fascists. There's too many men in America that are so fucking misogynistic. Misogyny is alive and well. This is 2018, and there's so many misogynistic white dudes, and they're all over in a safe space called YouTube. They're in a safe space where they could show their true colors. Guys, I don't like you. And I'm never going to start liking you because you guys are evil. You guys are a bunch of jerks, okay? I'm not going to like you. I'm sorry. There's nothing to like about you. You guys are misogynistic, and you guys are racist. And there is no excuse for a white cop killing an unarmed black man. There's no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, please click and subscribe. Thanks for watching.